The NC State campus, it's buzzing at the prospects of the first home playoff game since 2019. The Mark Hubbard era off to a splendid start tonight. His Wolfpack face a Charlotte team that boasts one of the best defenses in the country. These two teams fighting for a spot in the second round of the NCAA tournament as we get a look at the bracket. Georgetown, the Big East champs, they're the top overall seed at number 4 in this pod. Marshall is waiting for the winner of North Carolina in Furman as we get set for the second round. Well, we say good evening and welcome to Dail Soccer Stadium. He's the former Wolfpack midfielder, Brad Sweeney, and I'm Noah Frary. And Brad, the return of playoff soccer here to NC State's campus tonight. You've played in a playoff game. What can these guys expect this evening?
I think it's just a lot of excitement around tonight's game, around the campus. The fans are here in numbers. You know, it's an in-state game as well, so a lot of excitement, but at the end of the day, you win or your season's done. The
saying goes something like this: defense wins championships, and if that's the case, Charlotte has one of the best defenses in the country. Brad, what makes them so challenging to beat?
I think their defense overall, you know, their 11 clean sheets, 11 shutouts so far, this is their identity, and it sets them up for success.
Now, NC State, in contrast, an excellent offense. They're led by Karamoko and Tag Healy, who've combined for 13 goals this year.
Yeah, the two main men for NC State. Karamoko was injured towards the end of the season, but he's back for tonight's game. Healy's been present for NC State all year. You know, 13 goals between them. You know, big presence for NC State.
A huge game for both of these teams. A spot in the second round on the line here in Raleigh, North Carolina. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and kickoff coming up here in round 1 of the NCAA tournament. Back in Raleigh, North Carolina, as we get set for kickoff here, the first round of the NCAA tournament. A look at the Charlotte lineup. Keep an eye on Brigham Larson at the top. He had the game-winning goal in the American Conference Championship game against FIU. Stritter's been one of the best keepers in the country, and Pilcher on that back line is about as good of a center back as there is in the country. Meanwhile, on the other side, for the NC State Wolfpack, they'll be in that 4-4-2. Markovic has had a great season on the back line. Logan Erb's going to get the start, but Brad, we talked about it. It all comes down to offense for NC State. They're going to get a lot of shots in this game. Can they convert early? That's a big key.
Yeah, big key, and against this Charlotte defense as well, it's going to be a great matchup, great challenge for NC State and Charlotte. I think it's key that NC State have got Karamoko back fit, ready for tonight's game as well.
A big showdown coming up here tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina. Winner gets the 4 seed Georgetown. A look there at the Wolfpack. Some final instructions ahead of arguably the biggest game in program history, dating back to about 2019. Brad, I briefly asked you when we were on camera earlier about the nerves and what these players can expect. Does it just feel a little bit more once you're in the postseason?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot more on the line, a lot more at stake. I think for this Charlotte team, a lot more experience in the NCAA tournament than NC State, but I think NC State, they've had a great year. They're hosting, they've got their fans with them tonight. You know, just a lot of excitement within this NC State team.
Charlotte, they've now been in 11 of the last 13 NCAA tournaments, over or under Kevin Langen. These two teams getting set to meet for the first time since 2005 here, and it's win or go home. A look there at Mark Hubbard, who's in his first season at the helm of this NC State program, in his 8th consecutive NCAA tournament, dating back to his time at New Hampshire. Kevin Langen, fantastic head coach, 11 tournament appearances in 13 seasons. This team coming off of a excellent run to the American Conference Championship. They won back-to-back, and now going to look to get back to the second round of the NCAA tournament for the second year in a row. Always takes a little bit of time to get to kickoff here during postseason, right?
Yeah, players going through their routines.
Basumzi, Plamana. Elias Orzwal there, the young freshman up at the top for this Charlotte side. The stars are out. Donovan Phillip, 4 goals on the season for the Wolfpack. And postseason soccer makes its triumphant return to Raleigh, North Carolina. The NC State Wolfpack, first home playoff game since 2019. against a Charlotte team that's been here and done that for many years. And an early whistle. And Brad, kind of expecting some of that tonight. I think we're going to see a physical game here this evening.
Yeah, you'd think, just the intensity of this game, what's at stake. Charlotte, a big physical team, just looking at their back four, big physical defenders. And NC State, they're going to be putting them under pressure.
First look at the NC State keeper, Logan Erb, making the third consecutive start. Only Wolfpack goalkeeper to make 3 consecutive starts this year. You've seen Enzo Carvalho and Erb trade places all season long. And a nice move into space. Play on, and it goes back to the Wolfpack. Swung forward. That was Karamoko trying to get on the end of it. Donovan Phillip unable to maintain possession, but Santos has it, sent out a play. And Brett, you have to imagine that both of these teams, they would love an early goal.
Yeah, I mean, you get off to a great start, but you got to think as well, both of these teams, that's the last thing you don't want to happen against you. You don't want to concede an early goal.
Isaac Heffis set to throw it in from the near sideline as the crowd starts to pour into Dail Soccer Stadium. Heffis, long throw into the box, was looking for Karamoko, back post. And a whistle inside gives it back to the 49ers. That's such a weapon to be able to create opportunities off the throw-in.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it all season long, just that long throw-in. Have had some success from it this season, but you got to think Charlotte, they're defending set pieces, they've only conceded 11 goals all season. They should be dealing with long throw-ins.
That was the captain, Ian Pilcher, right in the middle of that mix. And quickly to counterattack here for Charlotte. Good battle on the outside, won by Heffis. And very physical early on between these two teams. Brad, you strike me as a guy who used to enjoy playing some physical soccer, right?
Yeah, I mean, just 3 minutes into the game, and I already wish I was out there playing. You can just see the intensity that this game is going to be played at. I think it's Lawson at the end there, when the throw-in, started celebrating a throw-in after 3 minutes. That's just setting the tone, setting the intensity for the game.
Two teams, very similar resumes throughout the year. As Erb clears that one up the field. Charlotte, they told us that they felt like there was a little chip on their shoulder. They wish they were hosting this game. Instead, making the trip from Charlotte over to Raleigh. This is an NC State team that has had a great first year under Mark Hubbard. 8 wins, 4 losses, 5 ties. A 2-win improvement over a year ago in both the overall and the ACC records. They've played a fun brand of soccer that's brought more offense to Raleigh, and making their first tournament appearance since that 2019 team. That was your junior year, right, Brad?
Yeah, junior year, last home game. Well, last NCAA game we played in, NC State had played in.
It was like forever ago. You probably have collected some gray hair since then, right?
It makes me feel old. Makes me feel very old.
If it makes you feel any better, I turned 30 in 2 weeks. Going back to Charlotte on that far side of the pitch. Fun environment already tonight here at Dail Soccer Stadium.
That's 2 throw-ins Charlotte have celebrated so far.
Heavy contingent of Wolfpack fans here at home, but several of the 49ers faithful have made the trip over from Charlotte. Making for a great atmosphere so far. Phillips got it near midfield. Healy couldn't hang on to it.
And you mentioned the chip that Charlotte feel like they have on their shoulder. That's a good mentality to have. You've had a great year. You think you should be hosting, so you can come into this game, a little bit annoyed. A little bit. You got a point to prove. Obviously you always want to win these games anyway, but that little extra motivation can help in these games.
Hey, let's be honest. Head coaches are always looking for that little extra motivation to give their teams.
Yeah, exactly. And you can already see how fired up they are for the game. Players, fans, everyone. Winner
of this game will face the Big East champions, the Georgetown Hoyas. Game will be Sunday up in the Washington, D.C. area. There's 48 teams left playing soccer in the country, and these two are two of them. Recycled back from Liam Bennett, making his return to the starting lineup after missing the opening round game in the ACC tournament.
Seeing what Charlotte are doing early on in these first 5 minutes, just putting NC State under real pressure. Just waiting for the right moment, forcing NC State to go backwards, and then eventually they're going to have to go long.
All the talk about the Charlotte defense. This is a Charlotte offense that was one of the best in the American this year.
Yeah. But you're talking about the defense, right? Like, from what we've seen so far, they're defending from the front from Charlotte, just putting NC State under pressure, finding the right moment, finding the right time. You know, it's forcing NC State to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Charlotte 11 shutouts on the year, tied for first in the NCAA with Bryant and that Georgetown team that one of these two teams will face. They won their second consecutive American Conference championship after joining the league 3 seasons ago. Kevin Langen has turned this program into one of the best mid-major programs in the country. A turnover, and that'll lead to a throw-in on the far side. And Brad, I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. This is a Charlotte team that's applying a ton of pressure right now on that back line for the Wolfpack. Yeah,
but they're being smart about it. They're finding the right moment, finding the right time. Like that last one that we just saw, you know, didn't just run out unnecessarily, just waited, intercepted the pass, and then win the throw-in.
49ers building up. Played in for Orthodoxu. Trying to create space. He'll recycle. Evangelou getting the start for the second consecutive game for Charlotte, and that one played all the way back. Larson under some pressure will play it back to Leo Stritter. And Brad, we've talked a lot about this defense already for Charlotte, and a play like that, it just shows you the veteran leadership and how much these guys have played together.
Yeah, they felt comfortable. You know, Larson just felt comfortable to pass it back to Stritter, his keeper. Yeah, but again, that's how tables can turn. NC State just putting Charlotte under pressure right away there. So I think these first 10, 15 minutes are just trying to figure each other out. You know, figure out the right moments when to press, just get some touches on the ball, get comfortable, you know, just try and break each other down.
Cold evening here in Raleigh, near 40 degrees at opening kickoff. You wondered how that would play a factor. And a big hit on the far side of the pitch. There was some threat of rain here heading into the evening, but that threat appears to have dissipated and given way to a beautiful night for soccer. That was Orthodoxu who went down.
Yeah, lovely. It's just caught him a little bit late there.
The studs got him, right? That's what they say?
Yeah.
That has to not feel good on a cold night.
I know, I was looking forward to seeing the replay because NC State's bench was a little bit frustrated that they gave away the foul, but it looked like a foul to me.
Have you ever seen a soccer bench that's not frustrated at a foul, Brad? Let's be honest.
Especially in a game like this.
Every call, every touch means a little bit more when your season's on the line.
Now Charlotte's bench is getting a little talking to.
Tall task tonight for these officials, keeping these teams on track. This is Ian Pilcher over the ball, unanimous first-team all-conference player in the American this year. His coach called him one of the best center backs in the country, and the stats back it up. Larson plays it back for Evangelou. Orthodoxu had to step off the field a moment ago. His shin guards came out, so had to step off the field to replace those. Heffis another long throw. Phillip couldn't control. Now Larson will recycle it back. Brad, when you've got two really good teams, it feels like a lot of this game is going to be decided in the center of this pitch.
Yeah, I mean, Again, two very good teams. A lot of good players on tonight's field. A lot of game changers. Just looking at the two forward players for Charlotte and the two forward players for NC State. Big physical players, but the battle of the middle. Just landing on those second balls, finding those front players, just gaining momentum in a game like tonight is key.
Big strip there. That was Karamoko who got his boot on it, making his return to the lineup after missing the first round of the ACC's. Hurt his hamstring in that final game of the regular season against Wake Forest.
Yeah, you're just talking about the middle of the field. I'm looking at Vizumzi Plamana for NC State. Just early on, he's trying to get on the ball, settle the game down. The game's been played in the air a little bit, but he's just there trying to bring the ball down, try and make NC State play, and that's what NC State want to do.
When they're in control, this NC State team has proven that they're one of the best units in the country. They were ranked as high as number 12 at times this season. Larson ripped his defender down, no whistle. Build up coming. Orthodoxu powers it over goal, and a good early look there for the 49ers.
Yeah, Hefes isn't happy about that. I mean, from here, it looked like it should have been a foul. Might have to see a replay of that, but again, just Charlotte showing the physicality they have up top.
I don't know, Brad, that just looked like grown man playoff soccer to me.
Yeah.
But there's a reason I'm up here in the booth.
I mean, again, it's just showing the intensity in the games we played at. And if the ref, fair play, is letting things go, he doesn't want to be blowing his whistle at everything, so he's letting the game play, letting the game flow, and that's what we want to see. So if we're going to see things like that tonight, then fair enough.
And I'm sure as a player, much like you were learning your opponent, in the early moments of a game, you're also learning the refs and how they're going to call the game, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
How would learning that information change the game plan for you heading into a game?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you know the ref's going to be strict, harsh, blowing more fouls than not, you got to be a little bit more careful. But if things are being let go like that, you can be a little bit more aggressive, be more on the front foot, take some chances. So just a different approach to things.
Both teams settling in about 13 minutes into this first round matchup in the NCAA tournament. For NC State, it marks their return to the NCAAs for the first time since 2019. Charlotte's been here every year almost for the last 13 seasons, but still struggling to make some real noise. Made the final back in 2011, but just have not been able to get back to that since. Good battle, Lovelace lost it. Markovic sends it back to Herb, he slips. Pressure comes from Larson, and that could have been costly. Looked like some nerves might have been at play there for Logan Herb.
Again, Charlotte just being on the front foot, but just looking at this, when they are pressing, Take Healy, Enrique Santos, they've got so much space. So if NC State can just find, those two and Drew Lovelace in the pockets, they're going to break Charlotte's press and then get on the front foot themselves.
So that counter could be huge.
Yeah. NC State just got to find ways how they can beat Charlotte's press at the minute.
And similar for Charlotte, this is Orthodoxu up the far side, trying to cut it back, does. Markovic.
See now Charlotte are out of shape, out of position. This is where NC State can find Take Healy, find Santos.
Dangerous ball played across, done there. Rather Grant Stewart.
Again, take Healy, Drew Lovelace just in wide open space. Here's Drew Lovelace now. And then take Healy. See, this is where NC State can be really dangerous. As soon as they break Charlotte's press, you know, the space opens up for them.
What makes this NC State team so good in space?
It's just finding it, but you got players like Healy and Santos and Lovelace. They're just smart. They're playing on defenders' shoulders, you know, and that opens up them. But then they can also find Karamoko and Phillip up top too. But here's Healy in that 10 position again.
Healy taken down, no whistle. Physical match early on in this pro NC State fan base, letting the refs hear about it. Looks like the Pack may have had an argument there.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a decent tackle, but if the ref didn't give the early one, you know, you would have been annoyed if he gave that second one there. So at least he's being consistent.
NC State looking for their first real attacking opportunity of the night.
And again, with Charlotte just playing 2 up top, one of them's always picking up Plamana, which is a lot of work. So the more Plamana can move and get on the ball, break, again, that will just help break Charlotte down.
McCarthy playing it forward, was looking for Stewart. Spent a lot of time talking about the Charlotte defense and their exploits this year, but an NC State team, just 18 goals allowed throughout the season to this point. Here's Donovan Phillip battling. Pilcher's going to go down and a whistle there, but this NC State team, Brad, they're known for their offense, but the defense has been excellent so far this season as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the 2 centre-backs had a really great year for NC State. I think Markovic, ACC Freshman Team of the Year. Hefes transferring in from New Hampshire, just came in with a lot of experience, but you know, those two have been really solid back there. Definitely going to have their hands full tonight, though, defending against Larson up top.
You don't get to this point of the year without being a pretty complete soccer team, and both of these two can boast that fact. Karamoko, a full head of steam. Phillip in the box and couldn't get a shot off, but our first corner kick of the match upcoming.
I mean, it's just great play from Karamoko. The more NC State can get him on the ball, the better. But you know, again, games like this, set piece is going to be so crucial, so important.
The Wolfpack play it short. Healy's dangerous with the left foot, sent it in and cleared away off a Charlotte defender. And that will be out for an NC State throw-in. Wolfpack fans watching that replay and wondering what would have been if Karamoko had been able to play in the ACC tournament. Such a creative piece that this team sorely missed in that loss in the first round of Virginia. Another long throw in by Hefes. Dunn did nicely to get on the end of it. Orthodoxu chasing, displays Santos. And Evangelou gonna clear. Here's Liam Bennett. Too heavy on the touch. Amana plays it forward. Battle on the ball. Evangelu went to the turf, but the whistle goes against Karamoko. It has been physical early on, Brad.
Yeah, that one's a foul. Definitely a foul.
I finally got you to admit one was a foul.
I mean, just used his body well. Just saw Karamoko come in and just anticipated and got the foul.
Charlotte looking to build up through the back. Pressure being applied by the Wolfpack. Now the 49ers switch the point of attack. They've had a lot of success down that far side of the pitch early on this evening. An opportunity could be brewing here. Orthodoxu battling. And Heffis watches that one go out. It'll be a goal kick for NC State. Heffis was battling with Orthodoxu. Well, just two freshmen to make starts for this veteran Charlotte squad this season. Making his 12th start of the season rather tonight. Twenty-second minute of play. These two teams battling for a spot in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Winner gets Georgetown. The Big East champions. They put together an excellent season. NC State building up. Karamoko couldn't get a free swing off. Plays it back for Bennett. Now Santos. NC State looking for an opening and now cleared up the pitch. The Charlotte defense continuing to live up to the billing. Brad, when you were during your playing days and you stepped into a game against the team you knew had a really good defense, how would you approach that as a player?
I think you just got to test them as much as you can. You know, and Karamoko is a big test. Yeah, that should be a, there you go, that should be a foul. But I think you just got to be confident. NC State, they got some great attacking players. Karamoko being one of them, you know, one of the best players in the ACC. Just proven to be a real handful. So you just got to have confidence in him, confidence in Phillip. Just get them the ball, put them, you know, make them go to work and put Charlotte under pressure.
Lassie Larson looked a little bit displeased at this foul call, those two battling.
Yeah. But that forces Larson to just get into unnecessary battles, you know, give fouls away like that. So the more you can test them, you know, the more confident you can get.
Bennett plays it short. Was trying to connect with Healy. And a foul at the top of the box. Healy went down. He's called for the foul. And has some words with our center official tonight. Darren McCarthy, Teg Healy battling. For the most part, an NC State team pretty light on playoff experience, but Teg Healy, when he played at New Hampshire a year ago, was certainly an impact piece. Here's Phillip. The shot off of Pilcher in the second corner kick of the match upcoming for the Wolfpack. Set piece is oftentimes magnified at this time of the year. Leo Stritter, second team all-conference keeper, directing traffic in front of goal. Red Terror beginning to get loud behind goal, and now Brendan Marion doesn't like what's going on inside the box. He'll stop play.
I'm interested to see what NC State are going to do here, because the last couple of corners and free kicks, they tried something clever, tried something short, so I'm wondering if they're just going to put this one in the box.
Liam Bennett standing over it at the corner flag. 25th minute, Bennett into the box. Up for Healy. Tried to cycle it to Plamana, instead turns it over. Charlotte going to try to push numbers back. Orthodoxu centers it. It caroms down. Charlotte looking for an opportunity, and Erb there on the shot by the freshman Orswald.
That's where Charlotte can be dangerous, just on the counter-attack like that, but I think the defending here from Markovic, just sprinting back. Just getting over, putting them under pressure. And yeah, just makes Oswald uncomfortable there.
And that could have been a dangerous play. Pilcher, Karamoko. And Karamoko's still down, now play stopped. As our center official over to check on 31 in white. Him and Pilcher went at it, and Karamoko got the worst of it. Looks like he might have just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah. Could call for a high boot, but Karamoko's putting his head down. The ref's gonna let things go.
Ben Fisher cycles in for Charlotte. So does Natsuki Agata. Karamoko back up. And a first look at Leon Tolley, first team all-conference midfielder. Coming in for this Charlotte team, he's battled injuries throughout the year. He was a third-round pick in the MLS draft a season ago by Orlando City. Chose to come back to Charlotte. He can change the game in the center, wearing 10 in green tonight. Turned over. And Lovelace fortunate to push that one to the outside. Healy lost it. Game starting to open up a bit more. Healy, good creation. Karamoko working on the outside. Cuts it back. Karamoko, shot rings out. And Charlotte able to clear it up the pitch. Erb under pressure. And Brad, we've seen NC State build up some better looking opportunities lately. What's leading to that?
Well, you mentioned the game was starting to open up. I actually think the more the game opens up, it plays into Charlotte's hands. I think that last opportunity we saw from NC State, Karamoko cutting in on his left, that came from NC State being in control, finding Take Healy in that 10 position, who finds Karamoko. That comes when they've got spells of possession. So I think the more the game opens up, Charlotte are going to thrive a little bit, but the more NC State can just be on the ball, control the game a little bit more, get Plamana on the ball, Drew Lovelace, Santos, Take Healy, that's going to play into NC State's favor a little bit more.
Healy might be one of the best maestros in the country there. 6 goals on the season for the New Hampshire transfer. Called his head coach Mark Hubbard to Raleigh after he got the job. And the transition to the ACC went swellingly there for Healy. Karamoko taken down.
He did say after a minute tonight's going to be a physical game.
I think you kind of expected that coming in.
Yeah.
You oftentimes see that in postseason, but these two teams, two of the more physical teams in the country. Played up for Phillip. Touch to the center. Healy tried to send it back. And now Larson with it. Markovic all over him. Plamana. Strips Tolley. Plamana. Ahead, Santos. And deflected. That one looked ticketed for the back of the net. And instead, a corner kick upcoming for NC State.
Again, Plamana is just winning the ball and driving forward himself. Great passing to Santos. Oh, that's a great save.
Nearly an own goal, and Leo Stritter had to send that one away.
Yeah, that's a great straight from Stritter. Just
the Wolfpack again goes short. Back to Bennett, into the box, and Pilcher there. You can sense the momentum starting to swing a bit. Into the mixer. Plamana couldn't settle it cleanly. Shot. Not his best effort. How good was that kick save a moment ago from
no, great save, great reaction. You couldn't quite see the deflection from up here, but in the replay here, great reaction.
The Charlotte coaching staff telling us earlier this week that his super strength is his ability to stay calm, and in a moment like that, you need your keeper to stay calm.
Yeah. I mean, moments like this as well, when the momentum's going NC State's way, you know, staying calm, having that experience, you know, goes a long way.
Stritter, 11 shutouts on the season, the Division I leader. He has been incredible in goal, an 0.77 goals allowed average. And Brad, here's the kicker. He's given up just 14 goals this season, and until 4 games ago, it was only 6.
Yeah, that's that's incredible. I mean, 11 shutouts throughout the season, that's an incredible number, but you know, but if you're NC State, you're looking at, okay, how many goals are they conceding in 4 games? The last 4 games, you know, they're starting to open up a little bit more, not, you know, conceding a lot more goals, so maybe that's something that NC State are looking at.
They're giving up 6 goals in that ultimate game of the regular season, a loss at FAU. This coaching staff said that was a recentering moment for this Charlotte team, and boy, did it work. Here's Karamoko. Guarded by Larson. Karamoko! And that one out. And on second look, that was Donovan Phillip.
Not a bad effort, but you've seen both Phillip and Karamoko, their speed and pace, you know, causing Larson some trouble back there for Charlotte.
Looked like Phillip might have got that off the outside of his boot, just didn't have great accuracy.
Yeah. The execution could have been better, but you know, if you're NC State, that's something you'd be pleased about. You know, just Phillip, Karamoko, their presence they have, their speed they have. That's something that you might want to look at doing more, just playing balls into them down the side, getting them matched up with their centre backs.
Right, I touched on it a moment ago, a Charlotte team that suffers what quite frankly was an embarrassing loss in the final game of the regular season, but you rebound and go win a championship. How do you use losses like that as a player to kind of refocus yourself at the end of the year?
Yeah, it's just a bit of a reality check, really, you know, like, Karamoko.
This is Karamoko, works into the box, goes down, and no whistle.
Yeah, that is all that good defending, but you know, it's a bit of a reality check. You know, they're probably going into that game against FIU really confident, you know, thinking, you know, they're on top of the world, and then just a game like that can really just reset you as a team. Sometimes that's what you need, and that's what Charlotte needed, and then they ended up winning the championship, so.
A Charlotte team to that point that had only lost 1 game during the regular season. They lose 6-1 and then go on to win 3 consecutive games. The final 2 at Memphis, including a win over the 2-seed UCF in the American Conference Championship. Nice job by Agata to stay on his feet, plays it forward. Richardson centered it, and that one not handled by Yauk. And now NC State will clear. Phillip lost it.
I mean, both teams so far in this opening 35 minutes have had a few good opportunities.
You had a feeling coming into this game that the final scoreline of this game was most likely going to be close, as we see a tackle that sends Karamoko to the pitch. This was a good look a moment ago. Phillip Yauk had a point-blank look. 5 goals on the season for Yauk, the senior out of Slovenia. Set piece look coming up here. Callum Tommy over the ball for NC State. Tommy plays it in deep. Stritter out for an excellent catch. And now threw it off the backside of Richardson, and the Wolfpack get it back. Definitely feels like NC State has gotten a lot more comfortable in this game. They've had a lot more run of possession lately.
Yeah, they've definitely grown into the game, having a lot more of the ball.
And a turnover. Markovic. And now play on was rescinded. And a set piece upcoming here for Charlotte. Brendan Marion allowed the two teams to play on for the moment. Seemed like a lazy pass.
Yeah, something like Markovic, but I think Charlotte just read again, picking the right time to press, read the pass well. But again, if you're NC State, that's just something you need to be careful of. Again, unlike Markovic.
This is the senior Luke Husikowski. 1 of 3 to start all 19 games this season is Husikowski. Standing over it alongside all freshman team honoree Jaden Richardson, and Husikowski plays it in. Nearly caught NC State off guard, but Plamana was there. Troyep got to it. Good pick there from Will Noecker. Troyep goes to the ground, but the Wolfpack will keep it. 38th minute of play here in Raleigh. Brad, if you're these two teams, a little over 7 minutes to go in the first half, how do you want to see them use it?
I think just continue what they've been doing. I think both teams have played well. I think, Charlotte, again, NC State have probably had a little bit more of the possession lately, so NC State are just looking to build on that, in the next 5 minutes. For Charlotte, just finding that right time when to press and getting on the ball themselves. It was interesting to see that last set piece for Charlotte, though, because I think that was one of the first ones we've seen. Tried something clever, but didn't quite work out well. But it's interesting to see the set pieces, how they're going to turn out in the last 5 minutes and then going into the second half. Yeah,
NC State's definitely had the advantage in that department, but at times it's felt like maybe they've overthought things a little bit tonight. And I have to imagine come postseason time, that becomes a little bit easy to overthink. Pilcher plays it through. Yauk, there's Herb. Decisive play by Logan Herb.
And I think that's what Charlotte are going to be looking to do in the next 6 minutes, is just finding, as soon as they win the ball, how can they go forward straight away.
Expected a Charlotte team to play very direct tonight, and NC State has not allowed them to play as direct as they oftentimes like to play this evening. Give a lot of credit to this Wolfpack midfield so far tonight. Lamanna on the ball. He'll play it forward to Healy, who's sent to the turf. No whistle. Now played in deep, and that one hung on to by Logan Erb. And take Healy, he's had a few questions to ask of the center official tonight. He's not gotten the call yet.
Yeah. Charlotte just putting him under real pressure, being physical. Not winning any fouls. Fouls aren't going his way.
18 fouls on NC State, 5 on Charlotte so far tonight. Been called pretty evenly down the middle. Long ball played through. This is Richardson. Plenty of speed on the outside. Richardson trying to get back inside. Richardson, and turned aside by Erb. Oh, what a play by Logan Erb.
What a save. But again, Charlotte winning the ball back, just going direct forward straight away. Richardson testing Tommy, who just came on. Not a natural left back, not a natural defender. Just squares him up, cuts inside. Yeah, great save. Took a little deflection there as well.
So another set piece upcoming. Ogata, who had the tying goal in the AAC championship, will play it into the box. Larson sends it back into the mix. And Charlotte will control. The momentum starting to swing in the direction of the 49ers. Choyap got to it. Settled. Out wide here for Ogata. And dispossessed by Enrique Santos. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. In-swinger! Logan Erb had it covered, but another good look for Ogata. Real spark off the bench tonight.
Again, Charlotte just having success on this right-hand side, cutting in on the left.
Logan Erb has been busy over the last couple of minutes after largely being able to take this first half off. Junior Nare entering the game for NC State. Aiden Payne is in as well for Donovan Phillip. Under 3 minutes remaining in what's been a back and forth first half here in Raleigh. Played ahead for Payne. Was he on sides? Yes. Payne with it at the corner flag. Back for Santos. Recycled for Tommy. Lamanna. Put it in play. And Nare just didn't look on the same page as his teammate there after just entering this game. And now called for the foul.
Yeah, I think for both teams, both teams have made a lot of subs, especially in the last 10 minutes. But I think the intensity is still there. The pace of the game, the flow of the game hasn't stopped. Charlotte's subs have had some great opportunities themselves as well.
NC State making their return to the postseason for the first time since 2019. Facing a veteran-heavy Charlotte team. Most of these players have been to at least 3 NCAA tournaments, and Stritter played that one out. And gets some jeering applause from the NC State faithful. Santos has a full head of steam. Santos left open, took the shot. Larson covered it up. It goes back to Choyap. Payne's got it on the far side. Under a minute to go. We'll hear from NC State head coach Mark Hubbard at the conclusion of this first half to talk about how he felt about his team's performance in the opening 45. Can Charlotte create one final opportunity? 10 seconds to go. Out of play. And the final seconds ticking off here in a spirited first half from Raleigh, North Carolina. NC State and Charlotte, after 45 minutes, tied here at the break. Strong showing from both sides, but neither team able to find that goal yet, Brad.
No, but it was a great half, great first half. You know, two great teams just battling out, creating opportunities for themselves. So really entertaining to watch.
NC State making their return to the postseason for the first time since 2019, and their head coach Mark Hubbard joins us. Mark, we saw your team start to have more success offensively late in that first half. What was working for your side?
It's just when the lines get a little bit more spread out and balls are dropping in there, we can play through. Like if we're playing around in our back line, they're pretty rigid in how they press, and we have to do a better job in midfield, either helping get that ball in and out and then being able to switch the point, or just doing a better job of providing layers. So if we play it over that second layer, then we can cause the damage with the two forwards up there. But I mean, yeah, definitely nervous energy in the first half, and we gotta shake that out and be better.
Yeah, coach, good half. So what tweaks and changes are you going to be looking for, especially to get the midfield more involved?
I think they got to drop a little bit deeper. Some of our pocket guys can drop in there, and then you're pulling some guys out, and that creates a little bit more space for Tague, who needs to do the work off the ball there. You saw some success there with one of the guys pulling out wide and then be able to get on the turn. And then once you can do that and you break a layer, then you can cut underneath one of those 4 layers there, and then you can switch the point, and then they're dropping in. So it's a lot of those reverse balls once you're able to break a line.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Wish you best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
NC State and Charlotte after 45 minutes. Knotted up. It's 0 apiece here in Raleigh in the first home game since 2019. These two teams going back and forth. The winner will be decided in the second half. Both teams trying to get to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Halftime in Raleigh, North Carolina. NC State and Charlotte tied after 45 minutes. And the winner of this game will advance on to the second round of the NCAA tournament. These fans out in droves to watch both sides here tonight. And here's a look at the pod that NC State and Charlotte find themselves in. This game at the half. The winner of this game is going to face a 4th-seeded Georgetown team, Brad, that's looked really good this year.
Yeah, Georgetown look really good, you know, but same as Charlotte, you know, great defense, but just a great team overall.
Now Furman has already taken down North Carolina. That will put a smile on the face of many NC State fans. Furman advancing in penalty kicks, sending the Tar Heels out of the tournament. They will face Marshall next. And the winner of this pod ultimately will face the pod over that we will see Dayton as well as SMU, who NC State fans have already gotten to see at times this year. Michigan over Robert Morris. And Brad, I hear you're really excited about that Washington side.
Yeah, Washington look good. I watched them a little bit this season, but I think both this bracket, SMU, been really good this season, the first year in the ACC, but Dayton, number 5, you know, they're a really good team as well. So this is a good side to the bracket.
Brad, just admit it, you like Washington's purple jerseys, right?
Yeah, good color. Yeah, I like Washington.
Now, we started the day 48 teams remaining in the country. Brad, when you look at the tournament as a whole, who do you think are among some of the favorites right now?
I think Pitt have had an interesting year. You know, started off the year so well, you know, but number 1 team in the ACC, had that bye in the ACC tournament, but then lose in their second round to Virginia. So that could work out for them, having a little bit of rest and break before the NCAA tournament. I think Stanford looked good, Clemson looked good. A lot of the ACC teams look really good, but anything can happen in the NCAA tournament. 9
ACC teams in the tournament for what has been called the best conference in college soccer this season. We're tied at the half, NC State and Charlotte 0-0. When we come back, we will hear from Kevin Langen and get you set for the second half. 0-0 after 45 minutes between Charlotte and NC State. First round matchup of the NCAA tournament. The winner facing the 4th-seeded Georgetown Hoyas on Sunday. We'll step away. When we come back, you'll hear from Kevin Langen. We'll take a look at some highlights from the first half and get back to action here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Dail Soccer Stadium for the return of home playoff soccer for the first time since 2019 here in Raleigh, North Carolina. NC State and Charlotte tied at the half. We welcome you up to the booth here. He's Brad Sweeney. I'm Noah Frary. And Brad, we expected this to be a pretty evenly played match, and we got that in the first half.
Yeah, it's been even. Both teams had great chances, and it's just been a great, entertaining game to watch.
These two teams really went at it in the first half. Physical bout. Let's take a look at some highlights from that spirited first half. We saw both teams create some early opportunities, particularly NC State early on. This was a beautiful look here that Leo Stritter made one heck of a save on.
Yeah, this was a great save. Just a last-minute deflection, and then this one, good opportunity for Charlotte there.
That was Yauk in the box, could not convert. And then this was a good look from Jaden Richardson. Took his defender one-on-one and nearly gave Charlotte the 1-0 edge.
Yeah, both goalkeepers had to make 2 good saves in the first half.
Both teams trading jabs here. Logan Erb's been really good in net so far tonight, getting his 3rd consecutive start. A look at the first half stats there. Both teams pretty even across the board. Brad, if you're either of these sides, how do you break the deadlock in the second half?
Yeah, I think it's just doing, what they're best at. Charlotte, defending, pressing, finding that right moment. But for NC State, as Coach Hubbard said, it's just being in control of the ball, finding Take Healy on the ball, finding those little spaces and pockets, and creating opportunities from there.
0-0 after 45 minutes here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Winner of this game will face the 4th overall Georgetown Hoyas in Washington, D.C. on Sunday. Both teams trying to keep their season alive. And Brad, it's win or go home at this time of the year. How much pressure, and do you feel that pressure as a player once you step out onto the pitch?
Yeah, when you listen to Coach Hubbard speaking just before halftime, he said there's a little bit of nervous energy there for NC State, which is expected, first NCAA game in 5 years. So hopefully in the second half they just calm down a little bit, get more in control of the game. Charlotte a lot more experienced on this stage in the past 10 years.
Charlotte appearing in their 11th NCAA tournament in the last 13 seasons under Kevin Langen. Getting set for second half action here. And we've got Charlotte 49ers head coach Kevin Langen, pitch side coach. NC State started to have some success offensively in that first half, but your defense really stood up. What'd you like from their performance?
Sorry, can you say that again?
What'd you like from your defense's performance in that first half?
Defense, I think we did well, and they did break past our midfield. We blocked shots, we tracked runners, we blocked up goal-scoring positions. Thought we did very well.
Coach, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck in the second half. NC State and Charlotte tied after 45. Will this game be decided in regulation? That's the question on everyone's mind. Wolfpack ball to begin the second half. Fairly even game across the board. Both teams took some time to really settle in, Brad, but as we saw these teams settle in, particularly late in that half, we saw both offenses start to look a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, no, for sure, and I'm just looking at the way both teams have lined up for this second half. Payne and Nare starting up top for NC State.
Most of the substitutes staying on the pitch for both sides.
So maybe Charlotte are saving Larson and Oswald with the later part in the second half, and same for NC State, saving Karamoko and Phillip.
And you have seen some of the new substitution rules play a role in college soccer this season. Once a player subs out in the second half, they are not able to re-enter this game. So a lot of coaches have had to go back to the drawing board in terms of substitution patterns. And Brett, if you like that change to college soccer this year?
I do. I like it. You know, I think it makes it more realistic to the professional game, where, you know, it's more on the players to make the most of the opportunities they get, but from the coaching aspect as well, you got to be a little bit more mindful of like the substitutions that you're making as well.
Definitely has made this game, too, I think, a lot more enjoyable to watch. Less stoppages, which, whether it's on television or fans in the stands, fans want to see action, and I think that's created more of it. Yeah,
no, 100%. The more the game can flow, the better. But as coaches, you know, it makes them, you know, trust their players a little bit more, you know, give players more opportunities. And again, the players have just got to make the most of the chances they get.
Recycled back to Markovic. Rather, that's Heffes. Loser of this game will see their season come to an end. The winner will advance into the second round. NC State's not been to the second round since 2018. Charlotte did it a year ago. And that'll be a free kick upcoming from outside the box. That was Aiden Payne who went down.
Yeah, a little too aggressive from Larson, just going through the back of Payne there. Got the ball, but just went for the back of him.
And Brad, this is a dangerous spot. Tag Healy over the ball. You and I did a game against Duke earlier this year where he hit a banger from right here.
No, I was just about to say, the last time he was here, I was thinking, yeah, this is a little bit too far out, but, and then he just put it top corner.
Healy sends it in. This time goes for Heffes, who sent it back to the center, and Payne couldn't redirect it in. A good look there for NC State, and a corner kick upcoming.
Yeah, I think we all thought Healy was going to shoot. Good ball into Heffes. Dangerous opportunity, but just good defending from Charlotte.
That was Pilcher who was able to clear it away. Unanimous first team all-conference in the American this year. He was the preseason pick to be defensive player of the year. Bennett's over it at the corner flag. Plays it to the back post. Yout got his head on it. Ping pongs around. Here's Nare. And taken away on the edge of the box. Larson gonna look to push it forward. Charlotte trying to throw numbers forward. They find Yauk. But turned right back over.
Yeah, good transition from Charlotte initially, but good recovery from NC State. You know, it's got players back behind the ball. Charlotte only had two players there running forward.
Both coaches concerned before this matchup about the transition game, and they both felt like whoever would take advantage of that had the best chance of walking away with a win. Touched forward, this is Fisher. And taken away, Healy has it. Brad, as a player, you've played in games just like this. The longer this game goes, do you feel the pressure more?
No, I think you just get into the flow of things. Obviously, with, you know, the longer the game goes on, yeah, some players might feel that little bit of pressure. You might be taking less risks, as you know. You mentioned, you know, this is it. You know, you win or your season's done. You know, so there might be less risks being taken, but that's how you're going to win the game as well, is by taking those risks.
Well, you certainly made a career of taking risks during your playing days. It worked out pretty well for you in the postseason.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit better. I think sophomore year we made it to the second round. Junior year lost. That was obviously the last game NC State played in the tournament, so it's good to see NC State back in the NCAA tournament for sure.
Do the losses stick with you more than the wins?
No, I think the best memories that come from those wins, but it depends on the type of loss. If it's a game that you should have won, then that one hurts. So that one sticks with you. But obviously, the best memories are the wins that you get.
The uniqueness this time of year. One team moves on, the other team and sees their season come to an end, careers come to an end. NC State's got it on the touchline and out for another corner kick. That was Nare. This is the 6th corner kick of the match upcoming for the Wolfpack. They were in the top half of the ACC in this category this season. Enrique Santos over the ball at the far corner flag. Stritter directing traffic in front of goal. Santos plays it to the near post. Heffis got his head on it, but unable to send it towards goal.
Got up there high. Just didn't connect with it.
What's the key to a good header in those situations?
Well, it's difficult for Heffis because he was running away from goal, so I think there he's just got to try and glance it back towards the goal and just do whatever he can just to guide it back on target.
Yout tried to flip it to the central. Lovelace was there. Second half here in Raleigh, 53rd minute of play. These two teams still scoreless. Charlotte looking to go back to the second round for the 2nd year in a row. NC State hoping that their season stays alive and heads to the 2nd round for the first time since Brad's sophomore year in 2018. I'm really making you sound old, aren't I, Brad?
I know. Making me feel old as well.
Knees probably hurt a little bit more these days, right?
No, they feel pretty good. I was honestly in more pain what I was playing.
A little less contact up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah.
Play on after the contact down on the pitch. Touch through Orthodoxu. And the offside flag up. A quick update from earlier on. We showed you Michigan facing Robert Morris. In that next pool of the bracket, Michigan came away with a win. Earlier on, they will face the 5th seed Dayton. Touched in deep. Payne applying some pressure, but cleared back up the pitch. And now a foul called.
This Charlotte team is just so hard to break down.
Why?
Their back four is just so strong, so physical. They read the game so well. Just the experience that they have back there with Larson and with Pilcher. Just those two just leading that back line, just making it so difficult for NC State. But even the 2 fullbacks as well for Charlotte as well, playing really well.
Most of this Charlotte defense, they've been together for 24 months. They made a run at last year's NCAA tournament, taking down High Point in that first round before falling to a Clemson team that ultimately would go on to win the national championship.
One player I'd like to see get on the ball a little bit more for NC State is Drew Lovelace. Coach Hubbard talked about getting midfield more involved in this second half. A lot of the players coming from that left-hand side with Santos, with Clemana drifting outside there. I'd like to see more of that happening on this right-hand side with Drew Lovelace, just maybe dropping a little bit deeper and getting involved with the game a little bit more.
Lovelace, a piece that was coming off the bench for most of the early part of the season. Will Butte went down with the torn ACL, and Lovelace has gotten a big opportunity. Here's Lovelace, switches the point of attack. Back in for Santos. Bennett sends it central. Payne with a good hold up. Nare, a look! And Stritter punches it over the crossbar. That's the type of look you want to see from Nare.
Yeah, no, it was great hold-up play from Payne originally, and then great touch from Nare just to get it out of his feet. Could have done a little bit better just to find a corner, but, you know, good opportunity for State.
Sixth corner kick upcoming for NC State. Nothing to show for it yet. Liam Bennett with it at the flag. Bennett plays it to the back post. And a nice job by Larson to head it away for the moment. Big collision. And play on, says Brendan Marion. Out of play, Payne could not get there.
I think Charlotte a little bit upset with that tackle, thought it was a foul, but again, the ref's, you know, consistent. He's letting things go. Even the slightest touch of the ball there from Plamane, the ref's not giving it as a foul.
It's a fine line that these officials walk this time of year. You don't want to interject yourself into these games as much as possible.
No, and I think it's great to see. He's just letting the game flow, letting the game go, and the players are playing, being aggressive, making tackles, making challenges, and not afraid. You know, that's the last thing you want to do is start blowing the whistle. Players are afraid to make a tackle now, so it's good to see.
Payne racing back. He'll get to it first. Evangelo did a nice job. Forced back inside. Healy now out for Choi Yap. For as much as it is a reward for these two teams to play in the postseason, the same can be said for these officiating staffs. Some of the best in the country during the regular season. Lamana will recycle it to Choi Yap. NC State being methodical. Ahead for Healy. He'll get it back on the triangle pass. Good step by Larson. And possession gained by the 49ers. Brad, we're seeing this Wolfpack side throw more and more numbers farther up the pitch.
Yeah, I think that's what Coach Hubbard mentioned, right? Just getting Healy involved a little bit more in the game. You know, said a lot of the first half was building up from the back. The centre backs just keep swinging it, but now they want to push it forward a little bit more and get, you know, their midfield more involved.
Big tackle here from Plamana. You have to wonder if during the regular season would that have been a card?
Yeah, potentially, but I think in a game like this, that's a smart foul to give away from Plamana. It's a foul, yeah, but you know, if you're stopping a goal-scoring opportunity, you're stopping a break for Charlotte, you would take the foul any day of the week.
Allow you to get your defense reset.
Yeah.
Orthodox Sioux over the ball, inside the midfield line. Plays it in. Heffis first to it. Plamana trying to clear. Pilcher involved in the action. He got to it, and out of play, and a late tackle. And Choi Yap still down.
See, and I think that's where you just got to be careful with things like that, you know, letting the game go.
That surface that Choi Yap fell on, it is not a comfortable surface. It does not act like grass. Part of that track complex here that surrounds the stadium. And Choi Yap definitely got the worst of it. Here's a look. Look at Pilcher and Choi Yap go at it.
Yeah, for me, that's unnecessary. That's just...
To me, that's late.
Yeah.
And it borderline is a cardable offense.
Yeah, but that, to me, in my opinion, that should be a yellow card. You know you're not getting the ball. You know what you're doing. You know, and that's where you just got to be careful. You know, in a game like this, right? As a referee, letting the game go. You know, players can make challenges like that.
And the same could be said if that was on the opposite side of the pitch with a Charlotte player. Player safety should matter in those types of situations, and you want to see the play be made on the ball.
Yeah, for sure. For me, there was just no intention to go for the ball at all there. We're
in the 60th minute of play here in Raleigh. Charlotte and NC State, neither team able to find a goal yet. The first matchup between these two programs since 2005. And Brad, when I looked at the series history for these two teams, that really stood out because these programs are only separated by a couple of hours.
No, 2005. Can't believe it. So you always, coming from NC State, you always hear about UNC Charlotte, but yeah.
I was 10 years old in 2005.
19 years ago.
That's good math.
Yeah. Had to think about it a little bit there.
The 19th meeting in series history between these two teams. NC State had a lot of success early on, but it's been Charlotte who's won 7 out of the last 11 dating back to the 90s. Physical game so far tonight, and perhaps a budding rivalry into the future. Kevin Langen's done such a nice job with this Charlotte program. Mark Hubbard newly with the reins of this NC State team. Healy gonna play it through. Karamoko's got his man beat. Tried to cut it back, and a nice play there by Evangelo. Out now for the NC State throw-in.
Yeah, just before that, both teams made their substitutions. Karamoko and Phillip coming back on. Larson coming back on for Charlotte.
Evangelo's played a really nice game in the back. Started now 5 of the last 7 games of the season for 4 in green tonight. Heffis with the long walk up. He's got a cannon of a throw. He can create an opportunity off these throw-ins. Looking for Phillip. Back to the top of the 18. Santos sends it in. A good idea. Unable to execute. You can just feel it right now. These NC State fans looking for something to make them burst.
Yeah, and that's what NC State look to do. It's not the first one they're necessarily looking for. It's the second one, landing on the second balls. Whether it's Healy, Santos, someone's always there to try and get a shot off.
Here's Choyap ahead for Karamoko and cleared out by Pilcher. NC State with an 8-5 shot advantage on the evening. They've outshot 10 of their 17 opponents this year. That's been a theme all year long. But at least late in the season, they've struggled to convert on opportunities. Feels like we're about at a little bit of a stalemate right now in this game, Brad.
Yeah, I think 26 minutes to go. Again, it's just so even. Both teams are playing really well. Two just good teams going at it.
Charlotte ranked as high as 9th in the country this season. NC State 12th. These were 2 of the best teams in the country during the regular season. Both teams struggled a little bit at the end of the year. Healy touches it forward. Larson there. Nice play by Husakowski. All it takes is one moment at this time of the year. It can be the difference between the end of your season and it continuing. Here's Lovelace, gets a touch. Ahead for Healy. Flicks it in. Back post. And another beautiful look, but NC State couldn't convert. That was Santos who had a point-blank opportunity.
Great opportunity for Santos, but again, just coming from NC State's midfield. Lovelace finding Healy, Healy getting on that hard turn. Great passing to Santos. Should be hitting the target there. I think he'll want that one back.
And Brad, Mark Hubbard talked about it as he went to break at halftime. He needed his midfield to play better, and at least so far in the second half, the early returns have been better in that department for NC State.
Yeah, no, for sure. Mainly coming down that left-hand side with Santos, but I mentioned we want to see Lovelace getting involved a little bit more, and you know, it happens when they play closer together. You know, they're all three of them playing close together, linking up well, create good opportunities like that.
The Charlotte defense that has been such a tough code to crack this season. There's 14 goals given up all year long, top 10 in the NCAA. This is Karamoko. Had a step on Pilcher, but Pilcher sends it out. '66th minute here in Raleigh. Still scoreless between NC State and Charlotte. Could Leo Stritter have to make another big save? He's had a few so far tonight. Heffis, long throw, Phillip there. Santos. Lovelace, and Stritter turns it aside. What a play by Stritter.
Again, it's not the first one NC State looking at, it's the second one, third one. Those second balls were great save from Stritter. Santos there finds Lovelace. Great effort, great strike, and again, just matched with a great save.
Bennett sends the in-swinger in, it deflects and into the gloves of Stritter, and as the late great Stuart Scott would say, he's as cool as the other side of the pillow inside the goal. The coaching staff ranted and raved about how calm Leo Stritter is, and he's a big reason why this Charlotte team even finds themselves in the NCAA tournament. One of the best in the country this year.
Yeah, he's just not fazed by anything, is he? And it's so nice to know when you have a goalkeeper like that behind you, especially as a back four, as a team, someone you can rely on.
Yeah, Brad, how does that help you as a player when you know that you have a keeper that's going to stop almost anything?
I mean, it's just confidence. You know, you're just having confidence in your team, just confidence in your player. You know, it's just comforting.
One of the best defenses in the country this year for Charlotte. Top 10 in numerous categories. 11 shutouts there for Leo Stritter, leading the nation. And you can hear the NC State faithful trying to get their team into this game. NC State trying to keep their season alive, and this fan base that showed out all year long in this new era under Mark Hubbard has made a big appearance here again tonight. Larson pushes it forward. Husakowski was looking for Brigham Larson. High ball. Santos couldn't settle it, but Plamana's there. Ahead for Healy. Cheeky pass. Larson there. And a whistle. To me, that seems like just a hard play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect Plamana to do there? Right? He's jumping up against a player that's bigger than him. You know, you got to make contact with him.
Let's be honest, Brad, if you were still out on the pitch, you would have had words for the official right there, right?
Yeah. I mean, but if you're the opposing player, you're definitely thinking that's a foul as well.
And now Plamana draws the whistle. Charlotte tried to quick restart, and Healy did a nice job of stepping in front of it. A physical game throughout tonight, and you have to imagine the longer this game stays tight, it will become even more and more physical down the stretch. In the 70th minute here in Raleigh. Winner gets Georgetown on Sunday. Loser will see their season come to an end. Bennett ahead for Healy. NC State with numbers. Healy across for Lovelace. Tried to touch it back to the center. Lovelace couldn't get it to the left foot. And now Husakowski, rather Orswall, will clear it up the pitch. And Santos, perhaps a frustration foul there. The Charlotte team is so stout defensively.
Yeah, they're so hard to break down. But again, NC State, they're finding themselves in good opportunities. You know, just pushing forward, catching Charlotte on the break. And Charlotte just standing strong back there.
A Charlotte team that has played in the national championship game twice. 2011 in the national championship. In 1996, they made it to the College Cup, which is the last 4 teams remaining. Perhaps an opportunity brewing here. Battle near the edge of the box. It lands in the gloves of Erb. That was Orswall.
Yeah, Oswald does well to beat off the pressure, but comfortable save for Erb.
Just the second shot on goal, if you can really call it that, for Charlotte so far tonight. First look at Daniel Moore into the game at left back. He started the semifinal game for this Charlotte side. Came off the bench in the championship game in the American Championship. Dunn has that one rejected. Richardson had a good look in that first half, but loses it here. Santos stops on a dime. Brad, first, if you're NC State, how do you change the stalemate right now?
I just think you just got to keep pushing forward. Again, just keep trying to get the midfield in the game a little bit more and find Karamoka, find Phillip, but test Stritter a little bit more as well, have some shots.
Similar question for Charlotte. Haven't had as much possession here in the second half. How do you get more possession and how do you change the calculus?
I think Charlotte just had so much success just finding the right time to press. You know, they're comfortable with NC State having the ball, but as soon as Charlotte win it, they're countering and then, again, just challenging the centre-backs. But Erb hasn't had too much to do back there, so you'd like to think, you know, last 20 minutes, last 17 minutes, Charlotte can test him a little bit more, have some shots of their own.
Another corner kick incoming. It'll be the 8th of the evening for NC State. Nothing to show for it yet. And again, it will be Liam Bennett. Transferred over from New Hampshire alongside Mark Hubbard. He's played in NCAA tournament games just like this. Leo Stritter's been excellent in goal in this capacity crowd, looking for a reason to explode. Bennett plays it to the back post. Plamana was there, down for Healy, off the post. Plamana's gonna take a rip. Rather, that was Karamoko, but take Healy. Almost gave this NC State fan base something to celebrate. Inches away from the go-ahead goal.
Inches away. What a hit. But again, that's what Healy does best. He just anticipates where the ball's going to land, and he's just in the right place, right time. Great effort, but just inches away.
Healy got off to such a great start to his NC State career. 5 goals through his first 9 games. Hadn't scored one in over 40 days until the ACC tournament. Almost had another here. And there was nothing Stritter would have done with that.
No, he could just watch and hope.
Healy had a big goal in the NCAA tournament a year ago for New Hampshire against Syracuse. Almost had his second career goal in the postseason. Will NC State look back on that moment in disgust, or will that be the start of something? Charlotte fans certainly hoping it's the latter.
But you got to think this second half, you can just sense NC State had just stepped it up a little bit more. The momentum's going their way. They're the ones putting Charlotte under pressure a little bit more now as well.
(12-5) in the shot category for the Wolfpack. 6-0 here in this second half of play. Charlotte just has not been able to get anything going offensively. And Brad, honestly, that's been a bit surprising here tonight. You expected Charlotte to have some success on offense, but so far this NC State defense has looked really strong as they build up through the midfield. Santos, here's Lovelace. Hung on to it. Out for Karamoko. In for Lovelace. And another corner kick upcoming.
Again, Charlotte's back forward is standing strong, but yeah, a little bit. You would have thought Charlotte would have been able to create more chances themselves and more opportunities, but you know, when your back four is playing like this, your goalkeeper is playing as well as he is, Charlotte just need one opportunity and one moment to capitalize.
The Charlotte defense that's been one of the best in the country has been an impenetrable wall to this point. Bennett in, Pilcher pushes it up the field. And a big collision will lead to a foul call. And it appears we will see the game's first yellow. And this NC State fan base, with some cheers there, Richardson's shown yellow.
I think Santos just won the race there, got there before Richardson.
Yellow card for Jaden Richardson in the 77th. The young freshman's had an incredible start to his career. All freshman honors in the American this year. A bright future ahead of 17 in green. But could that foul prove costly? Wolfpack, so many opportunities on set pieces tonight. Yet to create a real chance. It's Bennett and Santos near the ball.
But again, you got Plamana and here just waiting at the top of the box, just waiting for the second ball to come down.
It'll be Bennett into the box. And cleared up the pitch. Horswall got to it first. Reset, Heffis, nice turn into space. He goes down. And another opportunity upcoming for NC State. That was Moore who was whistled for the foul.
Not bad for a centre-back, FS.
Looks like an open trial to maybe make it up to the midfield, maybe even the top line. A large contingent of Wolfpack faithful can sense a moment coming. Bennett into the box, back post, and Stritter continues to stand on his head. Man, he's good.
And that's what I mean, when you got a goalkeeper like that in the back four like that, you're just so confident. You know, they're not worried about these set pieces. I was going to say, NC State, you know, they're getting a lot of good opportunities, a lot of free kicks and corners, and you know, Charlotte just keep dealing with them. They're not fazed by these chances.
This is Karamoko into the box, back out. Healy settles it, got to his left foot, and turned aside by McCarthy. The Wolfpack keep coming ahead. Phillip couldn't get his head on it. Now Orswald trying to hold it up. The Charlotte defense has been an impenetrable wall so far tonight.
Yeah, and this opportunity from Healy, just a great touch to get it out of his feet, but again, Charlotte just standing strong. McCarthy just getting out, putting pressure on him, getting the block in there. So it's not just the back four, it's the midfield as well, just defending.
Team defense.
Yeah, but again, NC State, they're looking to play quick, just put Charlotte under pressure.
Larson will flick it forward. He's got Agata, who had a big goal in that American Conference Championship game to tie it at 1 before Larson, 9 in green, won it in the 100th minute. Charlotte looking for some more late magic. Turned over. Markovic. Up for Karamoko. NC State not with many numbers forward. And Karamoko recognizing that will slow the pace. Healy with the big switch. That's great recognition there from Karamoko.
Yeah, he's smart play. Just knew, you know, it was under pressure. Wasn't going anywhere, just brought it back. And this, again, with how NC State are playing now, you know, they're putting this comfortable, keeping the ball, swinging it, finding their midfield, just putting Charlotte under pressure. And this is what NC State want to do. But now it's just like, how can you capitalize this? How can you create those chances, get that goal that they need?
Into the 80th minute we go in Raleigh. Expected a tight one between these two in-state foes. We've gotten that in spades. Bennett guarded by Richardson. A goal for either side at this point of the match could prove fatal. If neither team able to score over the remaining 10 minutes, we would go to overtime. And the biggest rule change in college soccer this year, we would have golden goal in the overtime periods, meaning the season could end on one moment. Santos in space. Karamoko out wide for Healy. Healy flanked by Moore. Turned it back inside. Healy lost it. And a long run for Heffes. This Charlotte team, their head coach Kevin Langen told us, is battle tested. They've won so many different ways this year. Close games, blowouts, overtime. Do they have magic remaining? The 49ers held without a shot so far in the second half. Orswall battling with Plamana. And Plamana almost pleading for the foul call. Plamana basically gave him a bear hug.
I know.
Brad, you would have liked playing with this official.
I mean, I think the ref knew it was a foul, played advantage, but you would have thought it would have been pulled back there.
It looked like Orswald might have had advantage even with Plamana on his back.
Yeah, Plamana was doing the best he could to bring Oswald down there.
A brief moment of brevity in a game that is becoming increasingly tight.
Yeah, it's just Plamana's just trying to bring him down. Not working.
Just a friendly hug. Another corner kick upcoming for NC State. It's their 10th of the match. It has felt like cracks starting to appear in the dam that has been this Charlotte defense. NC State so far has not been able to break the dam down. Bennett. Karamoko in the area. All the way back out for Healy. Bennett's gonna send it back in. Back post. And Dunn wisely lets that one go out for a goal kick. And now some substitutions coming in for both sides.
Charlotte just looks so comfortable defending these set pieces and defending. This looks like routine to them. I mean, that's a great ball in from Bennett, dangerous position. But Charlotte just looks so comfortable back there.
The center two of Pilcher. And Lassie Larson alongside Stritter have been so big tonight for Charlotte. But Brent, I think the question on Charlotte fans' minds right now, how do they create more offense? So I'll ask you.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for Charlotte to do. And I think, I don't want to say they look tired, but they've definitely been pressing a lot less in this second half, especially in the last 10, 15 minutes. It's been all NC State. So I think Charlotte just needs to find that second gear to step up and get higher up the field and put NC State under pressure.
It's been over 20 days since NC State last took the field as Choyap goes down, and that's going to lead to another card.
Yeah.
This one will be on Moore. Second yellow of the game for Charlotte.
And again, that's what I mentioned. You want to say tired legs, but it kind of looks like it when you're seeing fouls like that. Just late tackles. There's 7 minutes to go. Charlotte just giving away free kicks and set pieces in these dangerous positions, but they're comfortable defending them.
84th minute again, it's Liam Bennett. Plenty of numbers in the box for the Pack. Bennett, in-swinger, Stritter punched it away. It falls down to Healy, he'll take the shot. Uzakowski got to it.
They're just blocking everything.
It kind of looked like Mike Tyson out there in that fight against Logan Paul the other night. All defense, no offense.
They're stepping up, blocking everything. That's a good opportunity from Healy, but they have just there in numbers. But I think this is where you want to see Charlotte. Okay, this is NC State on top of their 18 now. This is where we can press. This is where we can step up.
Ahead for Phillip. Moore wins it. And with the strength of the Charlotte defense, you feel like you can commit numbers forward. They're doing just that. Dahmer on the ball, taken away. And Santos will bring it the other way.
Yeah, but they only need one moment though, Charlotte. They're defending so well. They're not looking like they're going to concede, so they just need that one moment. But you mentioned NC State haven't played in over a couple of weeks. You know, is that playing into a fact NC State had a little bit more rest than Charlotte? Players a little bit more fresh.
Charlotte had to go through the gauntlet that was the American Conference Championship. Winning that title just 4 games ago, the coaching staff told us they didn't even have time to celebrate. They went directly to the hotel, ate some pizza, got on a plane, and flew back to Charlotte from Memphis. An abbreviated week after the brackets were announced on Monday. You certainly don't want to think that fatigue is playing a factor in this game, but certainly appears to be so. This is Moore up the near sideline. Ogata and Larson, 7 and 9 in green. A couple of faces to keep an eye on. 2 clutch goals in that championship game just 4 days ago. '86th minute of play here in Raleigh. First playoff game at Dail Soccer Stadium since 2019, and it has lived up to the billing ahead. This is Phillip, one-on-one, and NC State takes the lead.
What a goal.
Phillip strikes, and the Wolfpack have an edge with 4:11 to go. Moment that this fan base has waited a long time for. And NC State finds themselves on the precipice of a trip to the second round.
What a goal. And that's what NC State have been looking to do, find Healy, and that's just a great ball from Healy. Phillip does so well just to stay on his feet, take it around the keeper, find the back of the net. You could have thought he could have went down there and gotten a penalty, but he stayed strong, took it around the keeper, great finish. But it's been coming for NC State. It's been coming. This second half, they've been just putting Charlotte under pressure. All the momentum's going for NC State, going NC State's way. But that's what they look to do. They look to find Healy in that 10 position who can make things happen.
Stritter's been so good in goal tonight, but couldn't stop that one. 5th goal of the season for Donovan Phillip. They did indeed take a look at it. And the goal stands. A 1-0 edge. They were looking to see if Phillip was offsides, and they will stick with the call, no offsides. Great timing on that run.
No, great timing of the run, great pass, and oh, that's a great finish. That's not an easy finish by no means. He's running away from goal and just does so well just to find the target.
Phillip has consistently had a flair for the dramatic this season. NC State fans remember the 89th minute goal against Stetson to tie that one late earlier this season. And then there was the first career brace for Donovan Phillip in that victory over number 10 SMU, the first ranked win for NC State in a long time. And now Donovan Phillip has put his team on the precipice of a date with Georgetown on Sunday. And Charlotte fans a bit perplexed.
Yeah, but now it's how 4 minutes left. How does Charlotte react? Still got a little bit of time left.
Just the 15th goal that Stritter has given up. We're in the 19th game of the season. Another look at Donovan Phillip's goal that at the moment has NC State on the precipice of a date in the 2nd round.
Yeah, that's just a great finish. Again, does so well to stay on his feet.
And now if you're NC State, you've got to commit numbers forward here, or Charlotte rather.
Yeah, Charlotte, yeah, they've just got to go for it now. You know, they haven't had any chances in the 2nd half, so now they've just got to step up, press, get numbers forward. You know, still plenty of time in the game.
And NC State at this point, you just try to play keep away. Karamoko thinking otherwise goes down. No foul. And Charlotte, for the moment, stays within 1. Noecker races back. NC State has inserted some fresh legs on the pitch, and now a whistle here. This is a dangerous spot, some pushing and shoving. Karamoko's got to be careful. And Brendan Marion steps in the middle of it before anything escalates.
Not sure what the foul was for there, though.
The senior Husakowski out of Davidson, North Carolina, stepping over it. Everyone except the goalkeeper, Stritter, is forward. A big moment here for Logan Erb. Charlotte hoping for more dramatics to keep their season alive. Husakowski, top of the 18. Larson got to it first. Bennett clears it away. And off of Lassie Larson for an NC State throw-in. 3 minutes remain. '88th minute.
Yeah, NC State just going to take their time with everything now. Throw-ins, anything, any break, any stoppage, they're going to take their time just to see this game out.
This NC State fan base has waited a long time for a moment just like this. 2019, the last home game in program history. 2018, the last win in the postseason in program history. Mark Hubbard was hired just for a moment like this. He had so much success at New Hampshire. He was brought in to breathe new life into this Wolfpack program. And with just 2 minutes away, he is on the verge of seeing his team advance, but Charlotte not out of it yet. A shot turned away. That was the freshman Markovic. Charlotte still coming. Markovic went to the turf. Everyone except the keeper forward for Charlotte. Pilcher into the box, back across goal, and Erb laid out to make sure that one didn't find the back of the net. A corner kick comes, though.
Here comes the keeper.
This could be for the season. Everyone forward, including Stritter. Into the box, Stritter tried to get ahead on it. The shot from distance deflects, a second try, and it's in! More magic! Abubakar, Fofana ties it in the 89th. And mobbed by his teammates at the center of the pitch. What a game!
What a game. What a game. We thought NC State dealt with it, just got the first one away, and then there's blocking the second one, but that's a great finish. That is a great finish. Back to goal, just turns. Just finds it into the bottom corner.
Fofana has been in this game for 3 minutes. The right decision by Kevin Langen. It pays off, and we're tied at 1 in the 89th minute of play. The unlikeliest of heroes. Just the second goal of the season for Fofana. And what looked like a sure NC State win now seems destined for overtime. That's why you love this time of year, right, Brad?
Yeah, you love it. I mean, that was it for Charlotte. That was it, or their season was done. You know, Stritter came forward. And yeah, unlikely scorer, but a great finish.
Fofana, the graduate out of Gambia, playing in what could have been the final game of his career. Troyap's got it. Moore's got it on the touchline. Kept it in play. 5 seconds remain. He'll touch it up the field. And we will have overtime in Raleigh. "90 minutes in, these two in-state foes knotted at 1 apiece. Donovan Phillip looked like he had given NC State a trip to the second round. He scored in the 86th. Abubakar Fofana ties it at 1 apiece. And at the end of regulation, Charlotte and NC State tied up at 1. What a night it has been. First, it was Donovan Phillip. A beautiful strike past Leo Stritter in the 86th minute. And then Fofana had been in the game for just 3 minutes. He ties it at 1 apiece. And we're headed to overtime in Raleigh, North Carolina. You wanted drama? You've got drama here tonight. 86th minute. Donovan Phillip got on the end of it and got it past Leo Stritter. NC State started to celebrate like it was 2018. But hold on. Abubakar Fofana had been in the game for just 3 minutes, and in the 89th, he ties it at 1. And now we head to overtime in Raleigh, North Carolina, and here's what's on the line. A trip to the second round and a date with the 4th overall seed, the Georgetown Hoyas, on Sunday in Washington, D.C. Furman is already through. They will face Marshall, but we have overtime here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And let's take a look at the overtime rules. The big change this year, in the past, you would play 2 10-minute periods, even if a goal was scored. Now sudden death will decide it if a goal is scored in the run of play during either of the 10-minute periods. This game would be over, and one of these teams would advance. If neither team able to score over the next 20 minutes, we would have penalty kicks here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Brad, what a banger this has been tonight.
I know, what a great game it's been. Really enjoyable to watch, but yeah, this is what the NCAA tournament's all about.
The drama of this time of year, a guy like Fofana, 3 minutes in, playing in what could have been the final game of his career, and comes through with the biggest goal of his career.
Yeah, the biggest goal, and what a goal it was, what a finish. I think both goals were great. You know, we thought Charlotte were dead and buried. NC State were just going to see it through, just scored with 3 minutes to go, but they stayed alive.
It's fair to say that Charlotte, late in that second half, they started to look a little bit tired, but it feels like that goal could buoy them at this point. Brad, as you go into overtime, we've talked tonight about the experience of this Charlotte team. They've been to 11 NCAA tournaments in the last 13 years. For NC State, it's a much different story. How does that experience play tonight?
I think NC State, they just got to stay confident. You know, in that second half, they were the better team, all the momentum. But Charlotte, they've got the experience, right? They look tired, just scored. Now, you know, how they react from that, and that might give them that energy that they need.
This is where legends are made. These are the games, the moments that will be talked about around these programs for years to come. Alongside Brad Sweeney, I'm Noah Frary as we get set for overtime in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you're just joining us, 2 goals coming, first in the 86th, the other in the 89th. Logan Erb, Leo Stritter, the 2 keepers, both with 1 blemish to their names. Any goal would end this game. Ogata has it at the top of the 18, goes down. Just 4 days ago, Charlotte benefiting from the new overtime rules. It was Brigham Larson in the 100th minute of the AAC championship game. A beautiful strike to down FIU and give Charlotte their 2nd consecutive conference championship. A battle-tested squad looking to get to the 2nd round for the 2nd year in a row. NC State has not played in an overtime game since 2021. Heffis, long throw, Phillip. Healy has it, goes down. Phillip's got it. Phillip into the mix. Healy will chase. Back out for Heffis. Plays it in deep. Markovic got there.
Offside.
And Karamoko in an offside position.
Again, NC State just do so well to keep the ball alive, but yeah, just that little flick on Karamoko offside.
The first time that NC State has played north of the 90-minute mark this season. Their last game all the way back on November the 6th. Fresh legs for the Wolfpack. Meanwhile, Charlotte had to go through the gauntlet that was the American. 3 games in the last 10 days. Touched ahead. Dahmer. Santos. And ahead for Phillip. Healy's got it at the midfield line and will play it into space for Choyap. Ahead for Karamoko. Flanked by Pilcher. Karamoko got it back. Healy tried to get it into space, couldn't. That one turned over.
Game's just starting to open up a little bit more now.
Perhaps tired legs for all sides. Healy into the box, and Larson heads it out. The 11th corner kick of the match upcoming for NC State.
I think extra time, you just got, it's just all about mentality. Yeah, tired legs, but you just got to keep pushing.
Just got to override at this point and keep pushing.
Yeah.
You can deal with the pain tomorrow. Bennett, as he's been all evening long at the corner flag. The goal here for the Pack could end it. Bennett goes short. Santos for Healy. And Healy could not get free. Moore trying to clear it and goes down in a heap. You'd kind of like to see NC State maybe be a little bit more direct there.
Yeah, I think Healy, tried to get the ball out of his feet, but just got caught under pressure. But to be fair, like, being direct for NC State from set pieces hasn't been working for them. They've had like 10 corners. Charlotte just been so comfortable defending against them, so I don't blame them for trying something different. But it's just finding the right time and just executing from that spot.
Big switch ahead for Ryan Dunn, whose both parents went to Duke in the Durham area. Dunn for the win! Just missed, and this game continues.
Yeah, Dunn does well, just going up against Bennett 1v1. I think I've had that one covered. But again, tired legs. Bennett just sticking his leg out there. Troy was on the line to cover it as well.
Dunn spent most of his career at Stanford on the West Coast. Nearly gave his team the win. Ahead for Healy. Tried to connect with Lovelace. Instead, it rolls all the way back to Choyap at midfield. Ahead now for Lovelace. Working on Pilcher. Gets free. And another corner kick coming. It feels like NC State's lived at the corner flag tonight.
Yep. Let's see where to go this time, short or direct.
All Logan Erb can do is watch. Bennett, in-swinger, punched away. Karamoko's second try. And could not find the back of the net.
Great ball in from Bennett. I think Karamoko will want that one back on his left foot. But you just see the wall of Charlotte players just ready there to block it. 5 of them just there.
Yeah, they threw the term brick wall on that graphic earlier, and I think that's been the best way to describe this Charlotte defense, except for that Phillip moment.
Yeah.
Karamoko trying to hold it up. Pilcher recycles back to Stritter. Pressure comes, and Bennett stepped in front and might have come up limping. He hurt his quad in practice before the ACC. And Bennett came up limping and now goes down, and he's holding that hamstring now. He's had a long time to work back from that injury, but Brad, you know as well as I do, those can persist for a long time, and on a cold night, it only takes one bad step.
Yeah, I mean, going into extra time, overtime like this, this is where you start to see the cramps, but muscles just getting tired, especially coming back from an injury as well. See Caleb Tommy warming up. You'd imagine he's just going to come on straight at left back.
Here's a look here. Bennett was going for this ball and just came up limping.
Yeah, you can see straight away, he felt it.
Bennett's been such an iron man tonight. He's played every minute of this game, being attended to by the training staff. And it looks like Mark Hubbard will most likely have to make a change. And if a substitute were to come in for Bennett, that would be the end of the night. So Bennett now going to walk off to the sideline.
Yeah, I think he's just going to walk around. Tommy's came on, left back. It's a test for Tommy as well. Hasn't featured, didn't feature all in the second half. Played a little bit in the first half. You know, coming into a game like this in overtime, you got to be ready.
This is Choyap. Pushes it ahead for Lovelace. And both teams looking a little bit sloppy right now. You can see the tired legs. A goal would win it if neither team can score in the next minute 40. A second overtime session spanning 10 minutes would follow. Penalty kicks beginning to loom over this match. Both teams with some late magic at the end of regulation, trying to find some here in overtime, and we'll get a whistle at midfield. Larson will be charged with the foul. And NC State restarts quickly. Under a minute here in the first session of overtime. NC State largely has dominated this game in the second half. And Healy's ball played out. A veteran Charlotte squad looking to get to the second round of this tournament for the second year in a row. That guy Leo Stritter's done his job. And neither team in much of a hurry here with 20 seconds to go in overtime. Devin Langen on eggshells. Mark Hubbard is as well.
10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6.
One last opportunity brewing. Ogata. And Tommy will send it out of play. And a second 10 minutes to follow here in Raleigh, North Carolina. 100 minutes into this evening. And Charlotte and NC State still deadlocked. The 49ers and the Wolfpack fighting for a spot in the second round of this tournament. Neither team has broken just yet. Here's how we got to this point. NC State in the 86th minute, it was Donovan Phillip who gave his team the lead. The Wolfpack fans were celebrating like it was over. And then Fofana says, hold up. Off the initial shot, calmly past Logan Erb. And in what could have been the final game of his collegiate career, Abubakar Fofana knots it at one apiece. These two teams playing for a spot in the second round. A look here at the bracket. NC State and Charlotte tied at one apiece, heading to double overtime. The winner of this game will face a Georgetown team that does have a contingent here in the stands tonight to watch the conclusion of this game. The fourth overall seeded Hoyas, the Big East champions. One of the best defenses in the country. Actually tied with this Charlotte team with 11 shutouts on the year. 10 more minutes. Neither team can score. Penalty kicks would follow. And Brad, I gotta say, the Red Terror, they're getting some mileage as well as they go back and forth.
Still here, strong. I'm not saying that they want it to go to penalties, but I'd love to see this fan group during a penalty shootout.
The Red Terror is the fan group, a student-led organization for this NC State side. They'll switch sides again to be behind the goal of their opponent. These fans have weathered frigid conditions. Brad, you and I have weathered some frigid conditions tonight. Temperatures dropping into the low 40s. The wind chill right now in the 30s. And as they say, it's just perfect weather for playoff soccer. Look at us up here. Brad, you got to get in the shot. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's Brad. We're making it. If you want to deliver hot chocolate to the booth, we would not mind. What a game so far tonight as we begin the second session of overtime. Again, a goal would end it. The biggest rule change in college soccer, the return of golden goal in overtime. Tommy lost it.
You got to think, though, as a player, you don't want it to go to penalties. You know, you got 10 minutes just to get a goal. You know, what can you do in this 10 minutes just to get that winner?
Brad, did you like penalties as a player?
I never really went to. I don't think we went to a penalty shootout while I was a player. I mean, I took a few penalties. I didn't mind taking penalties.
Certainly one of the outcomes that we could see this evening. It feels like the only fair way to decide, but as Kevin Langen told us earlier this week, soccer can be a cruel game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how each team approaches the penalty shootout. You know, if it does get to that. Obviously, the ACC Championship on last weekend went to penalties. You saw approaches from Wake Forest, you know, putting in players that hadn't even played in the game to take a penalty, and then Clemson, you know, obviously had that unfortunate miss at the end, but it was a good penalty shootout to watch.
One of the greatest things you can see in college soccer. We'll see if we see it here tonight. Lovelace goes out wide. Santos finds Healy. Healy into the box. Lassie Larson will head it away. #103rd minute here in Raleigh. First home playoff game at Dail Soccer Stadium since 2019. NC State has not won a game in the tournament since 2018. Phillip, flick on. Marco! And NC State is moving on! Incredible scenes here tonight in Raleigh. Frenzy at Dail Soccer Stadium. And for the first time since 2018, the Wolfpack are heading to the second round of the NCAAs.
Markovic, the freshman.
The first goal of Markovic's career.
Got the flag out. Again, that long throw in from Headfest in all game. Philip got the first one, and Markovic is there for the second one. Kind of surprised from Charlotte, though. They're defending that so well all game. And just got caught flat-footed. But Markovic, what a header. Just guides it into the far corner.
Niko Markovic was not in the starting lineup to begin this year. The unfortunate injury to Dylan Mitchener. He got an opportunity. He went on to start the final 15 games of the season, and his first career goal gives NC State the win, and the Wolfpack will face Georgetown on Sunday in Washington, D.C., and Mark Hubbard has the first big win of this era. The 2-1 win for NC State tonight. And for the first time since Brad's sophomore year, all the way back in 2018, the Wolfpack are heading to the second round of the NCAA tournament. So NC State advances, and let's take one more look at the bracket as the Wolfpack celebrate. So NC State advances. They will face Georgetown on Sunday in Washington, D.C. Furman's through, will face Marshall. And the race for the College Cup still on. What a night here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hugs, tears, celebrations, and even a shiner for Nico Markovic. War was waged tonight, and unfortunately only one could come away victorious. Brad, a quick final thought on this match.
I think that was just a great game of football, great game of soccer to watch. Great tournament game. A lot of excitement around NC State, around campus at the minute, just being back in the NCAA championship. And I think it was a deserved win for NC State. Charlotte defended well, but fully deserved win for NC State.
What a game tonight. These two in-state foes gave us a show tonight. First, it was Phillip. And then it was Fofana. And finally, Nico Markovic giving NC State the trip to the next round. A big thanks to our producer, Josh Monk, for Brad Sweeney, the rest of our crew. I'm Noah Frary saying so long from Raleigh, where NC State is walking away winners. This has been a presentation of NCAA men's soccer on ESPN.